Hi everyone, in today's lesson I'm going to show you how to complete the square to make the equation of an ellipse. So the first thing that we're going to do is group the x terms, which I will write here in red. Then I'm going to group the y terms, which I'll write in blue. And then I want to bring this constant of 144 over to the other side. So I'd have to subtract 144. So therefore it would equal negative 144. Okay, now the second thing we're going to do is take out the leading coefficient of the x terms and the y terms. So we're going to divide out the 4 for the x squared term. And then for the y terms, we're going to divide out that 9. And now we're going to complete the square twice, all still similar to the circle. So when we complete the square, we're going to half the b values and square them. So we basically need to add an equation, a number to both sides of the equation. We need a number here, and we need a number here. Still equal to negative 144. All right, so if I have the negative 12, I'll get negative 6. If I square negative 6, I'll get 36. So that's the number that goes there. Now, if I half the 8, I'll get 4. And if I square that, I will get 16. So that's the number that goes here. But we have to be careful because we cannot just add 36 and 16 to this side because of these coefficients out in front. We basically have to multiply. So 4 times 36 is what we'll add here, which is 144. And then 9 times 16 is what we'll add to the other side, which also happens to be 144. So now we're almost done completing the square. We need to write it in this form. Okay, now if I add all this stuff up on the right, negative 144 plus 144 is 0, plus another 144 is 144. And remembering now that half of the b value always goes inside these parentheses. So half of negative 12 is negative 6, and half of 8, positive 8, is a positive 4. So now that we've successfully completed the square, we're almost there at the equation of ellipse, but just recall that all the equations of ellipses have to equal 1. So that's why we're dividing out that constant number. So we're going to divide out the 144. So now the equation equals 1, which we need. Now if you type this into your calculator, 4 over 144, and then hit math, enter, enter, you're going to get a fraction. And that fraction is 1 over 36. So my answer is x minus 6 squared over 36 plus, now again, you're going to type in 9 over 144, and then hit math, enter, enter, and you're going to get a fraction. Now that fraction again will be 1 over 16, so now we have y plus 4 squared. So here is my equation of my ellipse with it equal to 1. All right, so just to write this, I know I didn't ask you, but my center of this ellipse would be, if this is a negative 6, it would be positive 6 and negative 4. So positive 6, negative 4. My a value would be something, and my b value would be something. My a value would be the square root of the bigger number. So the square root of 36 is 6. And then my b value is the square root of the smaller number, which is 4. Squared is 16. So again, this would be my a squared. This would be my b squared. And this would be opening horizontally. So this would have a horizontal major axis. Okay? All right, I'd like to walk you through example number 2 now. So, example number 2, we're going to start off the same way. We're going to group the x's. So I'll do that in red. Then we're going to group the y's. And then we're going to bring over that positive 129. We're going to subtract 129 on both sides. Now we're going to take out, the second step is any leading coefficients. Well, my leading coefficient here is 1, so I don't actually have to divide anything out, so this side can stay. But I do have to divide out the 16. And 96 divided by 16 is 6, and we have the negative 129 still. Now we're going to leave a space so we can do half of b and square it. Same thing with this one. We're going to leave a space so that when we have it and square it, it will be there. Equals negative 129. So half of 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. Now I can add that 1 to this side of the equation because there's nothing to multiply out here, which is nice. Now when I look at this, I'm going to half 6, which is 3, and square it, which gives me 9. But I can't just add 9 here. I have to add 9 times 16. So remember, this one I'll have to multiply, and that adds to 144. And now we're going to complete the square. Okay, so this left side here, I can take half of 2, which is 1. So this becomes x plus 1 squared. Here, I will half the negative 6, which gives me negative 3. So this will be y minus 3. And then I can add the 129, the 1, and the 144, which gives me 16. And I can divide out this constant number so that it's equal to 1. So that's an equation form of an ellipse. So this equals 1. And this side stays, the x plus 1 squared over 16, plus, now look, these will cancel, and that's okay. They divide out to 1, so the 1 can stay on the bottom, so it's y minus 3 squared. So this is my equation of my ellipse, where the 16 is my a squared and the 1 is my b squared. Therefore, since the first number is greater than the second number, we know that this opens horizontally. So horizontal major axes, the center is negative 1, positive 3. My a value is the square root of 16, which is 4. My b value is the square root of 1, which is 1. All right, at this time I'd like you all to turn over to the back page. Okay, this page I'm going to assign as homework, and I will be checking it tomorrow to make sure that it is complete. If you have any questions, please jot them down, and I'll see you in class tomorrow. All right, thanks.